Okay, guys, so hope everything's going well. Uh, Decided to do a little video to help you with what you're going to use to determine the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons from an element tile. And remember from yesterday, we learned that the element tile has 4 separate parts. Sometimes it shows you more. Sometimes it gives you that it is a solid or a liquid or a gas. Sometimes it tells you if it's a metal or a metalloid or a non-metal. But this one right here is pretty simple, and it's for carbon. So you should probably be able to fill this out. So if you want to pause the video and see if you can fill it out yourself and then come back and watch it and make sure you got it right, do that. See, kind of quiz yourself. Otherwise, come along with me if you're still a little bit confused, okay? So the top 6, it's always going to be a whole number, is going to be your atomic number. So I'm going to fill in atomic number at the top. So I know that that top 6 is the atomic number. That C that's beneath it is the chemical symbol, or sometimes you'll just see it as symbol, okay? The chemical symbol. Just fill that in real quick. And sometimes you'll see it, they'll have it so it's 2 letters. So if it's 2 letters, the first letter is capitalized. The second letter is always going to be lowercase. So I shouldn't see any of the big C, big A's if you're doing calcium. It should be big C, little a. All right? Then you have the element name, carbon. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's the name of the element. And then last but not least is this bottom number, which from yesterday, if you remember, it tells you that it's the atomic mass, and it is the average of all of the isotopes for this element, which is carbon. Okay, so this is the atomic mass, and you will always, always, always round the atomic mass to the nearest whole number. So I'm just going to round it up right now so I don't have to worry about it. So I know I'm doing the whole number, and I'm going to look to the right, and it's a 0, so it's just going to be 12. Okay, if it is 0.5 or less, you round down. If it is, oh wait, no, 0.4, sorry, 0.49, 0.4 or less, you round down. 0.5 or more, you round up. Okay? All right, so that all is pretty much self-explanatory. You learned it yesterday. If you're struggling with it, find a way to remember. Always remember that the atomic number is that top number, that full number, and it also tells you something else. So the new step today is going to be APE MAN. And yes, I have a picture of an ape at the top so that you can remember that it is APE MAN, all right? And APE MAN is the easy way to remember that A, which stands for atomic number, so that's 6 right there, is going to equal the number of protons. The number of protons. Okay? And if it equals the number of protons, it's always going to equal the number of electrons as well. So, if I give you the number of electrons, you should be able to find the number of protons and the atomic number pretty simply. If I give you the number of protons, then you should be able to find the number of electrons and the atomic number. They all are the same exact thing. Right? The man part is a little bit more difficult. So you remember APE man? We already know that A stands for the atomic number. So I'm going to do that in blue again. So I remember it's my atomic number. The M is going to stand for this atomic mass. So mass. And I'm saying mass because it's the longer number. So the atomic mass is M. And if you can already guess, it's going to give you at the bottom the number of neutrons. The number of neutrons. Okay? if you remember, most of the mass in an atom comes from the number of the number of protons and the number of neutrons. So if we're trying to find the number of neutrons, we can know that if we take the atomic number, which equals protons, and we subtract that from the mass, it'll give us our number of neutrons. Let's try it with carbon, okay? So carbon, like I said, and I've already rounded it, so you always round, you don't just leave it as that big number. Carbon, I'm going to do 12, because that's my atomic mass, minus 6, which is my atomic number, and it is going to give me my number of neutrons. So 12 minus 6, I know, is 6. If you need to use your fingers, guys. But that is my number of neutrons. And you'll sometimes see it as an N with a little 0 at the top because it has no charge. So neutrons are always neutral. You remember, okay? Protons positive, neutrons neutral, electrons are negative, okay? So that's as simple as it can be. The APE tells you that the atomic number equals the number of protons, the number of electrons. MAN tells you that you take the mass, that long number that you've rounded, and you subtract the atomic number, and you get the number of neutrons. So we're going to practice together. We do one together, and then I want you to pause and see if you can do the others by yourself, and then I will let you check your numbers, okay? So first we're looking at neon. Again, it's the same old element tile. You'll be seeing these a lot, okay? And it looks like the neon, its chemical symbol is big N, little e. Its chemical name is neon, obviously. And then we have the atomic number being 10. And the atomic mass is 20.180. So we can't leave the atomic mass that way. We need to make sure that we round it, okay? And again, it's to the nearest whole number. Look at the next number next to it. It's only a 1, which is less than 0.5. So we need to round down to 20. So that's just going to be 20, okay? So my atomic number is going to be just like we said on the previous page, is 10. And we remember from APE, the atomic number equals the number of protons, which equals the number of electrons. So I can just fill that in real quick. So my 10, and then 10 protons and 10 electrons, okay? Unless it's an isotope, it's always going to be even. So most of the time when you see it on these element tiles, you're never going to see a positive or a negative element on an element tile. It's always going to be even, okay? So now we look at the mass. And the mass, again, is this 20, which we rounded off. Okay, and we can put it down here as 20. And then all we need to do is take 20 minus 10 and be able to find our number of neutrons. So 0 minus 0 is 0, 2 minus 1 is 1. So this one was kind of like the last one where they are the same number. They're not always going to be like that. Okay, so you can't just rest on that idea. I also gave you a place to show your work if you'd like to. I'll put mine to the side just because it's easier. So what I want you to do now is pause your video. Pause your video, take a second, make sure that you understand how to do this. Give yourself a chance, see if you can do this, okay? So pause the video and then come back to me. All right, let's try nickel, okay? So yes, this is nickel. We're looking at the 28 is the atomic number. I'm going to circle it in blue just so I remember. Then we have our atomic mass, which is down here, 58.693. We're looking at the whole number. This is our first time that we need to round up, okay, because it is more than 10. So we're going to round that to 59. That is going to be our atomic mass, 59, okay? Like I said, atomic number is going to be 28. All right, which means that our number of protons is going to be 28. Our number of electrons is going to be 28. All about that APE man again. APE Man again. Okay. And now the little bit trickier part, but not really tricky because now you're getting it, is taking the mass minus the atomic number to find our number of neutrons. So 9 minus 8 is 1. 5 minus 2 is 3. So we have 31 neutrons in nickel. 31 neutrons in nickel. Okay? All right. Last but not least is tungsten. And it's kind of weird. If you notice that tungsten has no W in it, but its chemical symbol is a W. If you have a chance, see if you can look up why that is. I don't know either. Be kind of cool to know. Okay, but let's get this done first, and then maybe that's one of the things you will pick as your element tile project at the end of the time that I'm gone. Okay, so once again, we are looking at the atomic number. This one time it's 74. I'm going to put it down here, super simple. If it's the atomic number, it's going to be the number of protons, 74, and the same number of electrons, 74. All right, so that was our simple part. Let's do the atomic mass. Okay, so whole number is that 3 out of 183.84. Look to the right. It is larger than 0.5, so we do need to round up. So that's going to be 184 is our atomic mass. Okay, so 184. And then we are going to take our subtraction to find man. So 184 minus 74, okay, to get our number of neutrons. So 4 minus 4 is 0. 8 minus 7 is 1. 1 minus 0 is 1. So our number of neutrons for tungsten is 110. All right? Okay, you are going to be practicing this more. It is something that is super simple once you get the hang of it. There's not very hard math skills. We can show our math skills for Miss Williams and be able to explain how to find the number of protons, the number of neutrons, the number of electrons. All right, that's one of your big goals for this time, finding how much they are from an element tile. Also, you can create an element tile just by knowing those 3 things. Super simple. Okay, you just do it the opposite way. But check yourself, make sure you have it right. If you have any questions, I'm sure there is a YouTube video that you can also look up, but I think this one's pretty simple too. Okay? All right. Please be on your best behavior, guys. You all are awesome. I want to make sure that you're learning, and I can't wait to see you again, okay? All right. Bye, y'all.